4 in our First Home Buyers video series. It's a whole series Squirrel have done to help you through every part of buying your first home. By now you've probably realized there is a lot to take in with this whole first home buying thing. Fear not. At Squirrel, we make it our job to help you through the whole process start to finish. Today we're talking types of homes. The era in which a home is built can say a lot about it beyond its straight front appearance. Knowing how to spot an era and knowing a little bit about it can make you a whole lot wiser when it comes to searching for your perfect home. So let's get started. Firstly, the different types of buildings. Whether you're buying in the city, the suburbs, or you're going rural, there are different homes to fit whatever the location. Most obvious is the house. Not to be overcomplicated. Usually has a roof, windows, and a door, like Play School, only in real life. Also, there are townhouses, units, and terraced houses. These are semi-attached, usually on a cross lease or a strata title. A terraced house is a house that's built as part of a continuous row in a uniform style. For lending purposes, these are treated the same as a house. Then there's apartments. Apartments are becoming increasingly popular with buyers. The lower entry prices combined with living centrally, which is helpful with cutting fuel costs, and not having to worry about lawns, gardens, is making apartment living much more appealing to both first home buyers, downsizers, and investors. The body corporate levies that are charged can seem expensive, but when those levies are funding ongoing property maintenance, along with covering property insurance, they can often compare well with standard house maintenance costs. If you've never lived in an apartment before, you might want to try renting one for a short period of time to be sure that apartment living suits your lifestyle. Consider car parking availability, access to local transport, storage, security, noise, and proximity to local facilities like shopping centers and schools. Apartment financing criteria can vary quite significantly from bank to bank. So it's important to talk to your advisor early on if you want to purchase an apartment. For example, some banks won't lend on an apartment smaller than 40 square meters. Whereas some will lend on them to a maximum of 50% of the total value, which means you'll need a 50% deposit, including leasehold apartments. If the apartment is 40 square meters or greater, some banks will lend to you with a 20% deposit. For new build apartments, some banks may even consider lending with just a 10% deposit. It's also possible to buy an existing apartment, 50 square meters and above, with 10% using Launchpad, the first home buyer's loan exclusive to Squirrel for those with low deposit but strong income. Different types of buildings and homes are often set apart because they're built during different eras. Here's a quick rundown. Pre-1940, built with native timbers, these homes are solid and last fairly well. Things to watch out for? Some insurers require old wiring to be replaced before they'll sign off on a replacement cost policy. You'll generally need this kind of policy to get your home loan, so make sure you check this out before going unconditional. These houses often need to be re-roofed, costing around $10,000. 1940 through the 1960s. This period tended to have small windows and cramped living spaces to trap in heat. You'll find the layout in these places are at odds with modern living, so you might want to move walls around, which could make them expensive do-ups. 1960s to 1985. Pretty fashionable at the moment. They're made from enduring materials and are often positioned well for sun with great indoor-outdoor flow. Asbestos was widely used in the 1960s and 70s. Safe if you just leave it alone. Check whether or not internal ceilings are made from asbestos, because some lenders will restrict lending to 80%. Asbestos ceilings can be removed by specialists for around $5,000. Insulation only became compulsory in 1979. So houses built before then might not have any. Brick and tile houses will be particularly cold and have issues with mold. Look for it on south-facing walls. 1985 to 2003. This is the era of dodgy building practices and the infamous leaky building, so it pays to be careful. Things to look out for: monolithic cladding systems or plaster houses and paneling. Lack of eaves or roof overhangs. No window flashings or integrated metal trim above a window that deflects water. Balconies integrated into the cladding system. And cladding or framing that touches the ground. 2003 until now. The new building code fixed the dodgy practices of the previous decade. Enough said. Well, that's a quick rundown of housing through the eras. Hopefully now you're a bit better equipped to identify properties based on their distinguishable characteristics, often determined by the era in which they're built, as you go about searching for your perfect home. Be sure to stay tuned. We're adding more first home buyer videos all the time. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video soon.